No more cable to play high-end PCVR and actually enjoy the graphics. Play for Dream MR is the first standalone micro OLED headset that truly makes wireless PCVR feel hassle-free and high-end. If you live in PCVR, then the mix of OLED clarity, pancake lenses, and 4K resolution per eye is going to make you say wow. And this is the first standalone that actually tempts me away from a cable. This is Play for Dream, and let's go over the specs before diving into the standalone and PCVR modes. And remember to support this channel by subscribing and giving it a like, because high-quality videos like this one take a long time and effort to make. And your support means that I can keep going with this channel and make more informative videos like this one. Here are the specs highlights of Play for Dream. The resolution and legibility are awesome. At 3840 by 3552 per eye, it is on par with Pimax Crystal Super, but with a much smaller size and quite a bit higher than Apple Vision Pro. In terms of resolution, Play for Dream is second only to MeganeX 8K, but not by much. And in practice, everything looks beautiful. I gotta be honest, I'm getting really spoiled by all these high-resolution headsets, but I definitely like that the industry is going in the direction of this new standard of high resolution and smaller form factor, both on PCVR and standalone. I'm usually picky about field of view, but this one didn't strike me as small. It lands in a pretty natural wide window of somewhere between 102 and 104 degrees horizontal. So you still see the edges, but the view feels roomy and definitely not tunnel-like like on MeganeX. Pancake lenses are of course amazing, but I did notice that the sweet spot was a bit smaller than on Quest 3 and Pimax Crystal Super. Also, right out of the box, the chromatic aberration is extremely noticeable. But thankfully, there is a setting in the menu that allows you to correct this. I only wonder why they wouldn't toggle it on by default. Anyway, if you buy this headset, correcting chromatic aberration in the settings should be the first thing that you do. Play for Dream can be used to play PCVR games, but also as a standalone headset. Under the hood, you're looking at Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 paired with 16GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. Setup was pretty straightforward, everything connected easily, and creating an account to log in wasn't a hassle. The headset has eye tracking, and the first time you put it on, it automatically sets your IPD. Eye tracking also powers dynamic foveated rendering here, which helps sustain high resolution without spiking high frame rates. Inside the settings, you can calibrate both eye tracking and hand tracking, although it doesn't prompt you to do it, and it's buried kind of deep inside the settings, so if you didn't know that eye tracking and hand tracking existed, you might even miss it entirely. Once I found it, I ran the calibration, and after that, eye tracking worked perfectly. The overall experience did remind me of Apple Vision Pro. It was accurate, responsive, and good enough to navigate menus. Hand tracking also worked, but I still preferred controllers for the extra precision, because unlike Apple Vision Pro, Play for Dream does come with controllers. They last about 35 hours per charge, and I saw absolutely no issues with tracking. Good stuff. The interface itself is basically an Apple Vision Pro knockoff. It looks and feels like Vision Pro, just didn't maybe feel quite as polished. Since it is running on Android instead of iOS, it felt just a little bit clunkier, a little bit less responsive, but honestly, still much better than I expected. As I usually do with any headset, I dove straight into the settings to see what I could uncover, and one of the cooler hidden features I found was the ability to adjust how the pass-through looks. The pass-through quality here is very good. To me, it felt like on par with Vision Pro and definitely better than Quest 3, which I already thought was great. On top of that, you can apply different filters. You can make it warmer, colder, more vivid, closer to natural colors. And then there are some purely just for fun filters like Matrix View, where everything looks black and green, or this heat map mode, which highlights hot or bright areas like the Predator Vision. Totally unnecessary, but undeniably cool. The headset also comes with Vision Pro style features like taking 3D spatial videos and photos, and even turn this crown to switch between the pass-through and immersive modes. Finally, I wanted to test the microphone and thought it was pretty good. This is me recording with the built-in microphone on Play for Dream. And now to the app library. Of course, if you're spending about $2,000 on this headset, you're not buying it for standalone games. It's just not where this headset shines, and there's no way it could ever compete with Meta Quest. But since it comes as part of the bundle, I had to give it a proper test. The app library is split into games and apps. apps. The game section has about 50 titles. Some are recognizable from Quest, like Cave Digger, Boombox, and even Hubris. Wow. But a lot of the rest looked like knockoffs of existing MetaQuest games. There's basically an Among Us clone right here, and a climbing game that actually was quite fun. You can sort by price, and I tried a few free ones, and the biggest issue I saw was localization. Many apps either lacked it entirely or didn't make it easy to find. Again, I assume you're buying this headset for PCVR, so consider standalone a pleasant bonus rather than the primary reason to buy or direct competitor to Quest headsets. So yeah, standalone gaming's definitely not why anyone would be buying a $2,000 headset, no matter how good the resolution and lenses are. But the app section does make a bit of a stronger case. There are tools for media and creativity, apps for watching movies, 3D or 360 videos, cinematic theater style playback like big screen, and my favorite discovery was this app that lets you watch videos in proper stereoscopic 3D. I tested it with an Avengers trailer, and with Play for Dream's high resolution, it looked fantastic. There's also a neat way that it sorts videos, including pass-through based clips. For example, there are videos with this green screen that when you play them, they look like they're right there in your room. Pretty fun. And there is Virtual Desktop, officially supported by Play for Dream. You can buy it and use it to play PCVR games wirelessly. There's also a native option for PCVR streaming. Some prefer the native streaming app and others prefer Virtual Desktop, but the shared conclusion is that wireless PCVR on this headset is extremely good, and that's why it belongs on a PCVR fans shortlist. I noticed lower latency on the same rig compared to Quest 3, although quick moves still show the gap to a true DisplayPort link. Still, the setup was so quick, and I found that the performance was really smooth. I thought that this was shockingly good for a wireless PCVR performance. Still, if you are playing wireless PCVR, then the battery is gonna be a problem for you with this headset, because Play for Dream will barely last you an hour. You'll definitely need a pocket power bank, and you can use their own Dreambox and charge and play. So yeah, let's talk about this Dreambox. What's that? Dreambox is a wireless streaming puck that actually convinced a lot of people to get this headset. Dreambox is as small as it is mighty. It allows you to stream wirelessly from almost any device directly inside your headset on a 500-inch screen in 4K, of course. I'm talking PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, Steam Deck, and even your phone. I tried it, and it has been the easiest thing in the world. As long as you pair it once, all it takes is to plug in the Dreambox to a device, like the Steam Deck for example, and it connects automatically, and just check out how cool it looks. I can't get over it. I basically could make the screen look so big that I almost couldn't see the edges. And yes, Dreambox has its own 5000 mAh internal battery, which you can use to charge your headset while you play. Dreambox is an add-on, so you will need to pay extra for it, but if you're as passionate about playing flat screen games as you are about playing VR, then it's definitely worth getting. Let's talk about the price for a bit. Pricing is positioned at $2,000 with controllers included. If you're watching this before August 31st, then you can take advantage of their promo, which will save you $100 on the headset and $115 on the headset plus Dreambox combo. If you're watching after August 31st, then you will find regular prices, but either way, I will include the links in the description. Now, before I wrap it up, I do want to talk about some things about Play for Dream that I didn't love. First, there are built-in speakers, which is not something a lot of high-end headsets can brag about, but their quality is bare minimum. When the volume is high and the sound is bassy, the speakers sound noisy, and overall they just don't sound very pleasant. But hey, at least it has audio. Comfort is one of the most frequent complaints about Play for Dream, especially the face cushion. You will need a modded solution, and at the very basics, I added a top strap to make this headset sit on my face a little bit more comfortably, and that already helped a lot. Battery life, as mentioned, is only 1 hour, which is lovable, especially since the strength of this headset is a standalone PCVR feature. But power banks exist, and even the Dreambox can double as a power bank if you choose to buy one. And last but not least, Play for Dream does not have a return policy. But this is not the first headset that did that. MeganeX 8K also does not accept returns, and it sold for about the same price as Play for Dream, even though MeganeX doesn't include controllers and require base stations to work. So yeah, unfortunately, this is not new, and the only way you can return it is if the headset has a defect. Play for Dream does come with a 1-year warranty, but if you want to buy it just to try it, this is not an option for you. But with all these drawbacks, don't forget about Play for Dream's biggest strict. So let me summarize them for you. Dual micro OLED clarity with the second highest resolution on the consumer VR market. Wi-Fi 7 wireless PCVR that's actually playable and very enjoyable. Official virtual desktop support, eye tracking with auto IPD and dynamic foveated rendering gain, solid controller tracking and 35-hour controller battery life, and also hand tracking, color pass-through quality that's often ranked just behind Vision Pro, a nice natural field of view, and a perk of buying a dream box to enhance your flat screen gaming like never before. If all that matters to you, then get it. You will not be disappointed. And if you're watching before August 31st, then you will get an over $100 discount. Let me know if you agree with my thoughts, and don't forget to watch my full video of Pimax Crystal Super and a video reviewing MeganeX 8K if you want to hear what I think about some of the competitors of Play for a Dream. I'll see you there.